bid you welcome.
Here's Torian. YouTubers beware. You're in for a scare. Today's Loud House episode was requested by Denny. Good evening. I bid you welcome to a very special Loud House episode today. Phantom Pains, the 12th episode of Season 3 of the Loud House. And above all, 113th episode. And I must say, this is one fantastic episode. Ooh, I love the start of this episode.
Up next, the season premiere of Vampires of Melancholia.
This is it, Edwin. A whole new season of our favorite show. Can't wait to watch it. Just you and me.
And me too. Alright, I'm gonna stop with the Romanian accent. Was I good, or am I good at doing it?
Hey, Luke, what are you doing here? The Dreamboat is on Monday nights, remember?
You know, the Dreamboat kind of reminds me a bit of the Love Boat, with Captain Scoobing along with Gopher and Doc. But I'll save that criticism for another review. So, why are Leni and Lori here anyways?
Duh, we're here to watch Mom.
It's Vampires of Melancholia.
Second, you guys have never been interested in my show.
You got a lot of that going around.
Why are you...
Whoa, this place looks sick.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Duh! Literally the cutest actor ever. Didn't you know he was gonna be a new character on Vaughn?
Ew, no thank you. We've already had enough Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner going against each other's throats. So why do we need another one for that to happen?
Yo, anybody home?
Why is he literally so dreamy?
I have no idea why he's like that. And shouldn't you say that kind of shit to Bobby since he's your boyfriend and not this guy?
Yikes! Who's that creepy guy?
Dude, that is Edwin, the main character of the show.
Hey, Uncle Eddie!
What the fuck? Uncle Eddie? How in the fuck are these two even related?
Looking good. Are you sure you're really 300?
What brings you to Melancholia?
Just thought I'd crash at Casa Creepy for a while.
Well, I must confess, I am not really accustomed to sharing my castle with mortals.
No worries, bro. I can hang with anyone. Now bring it in. Bro hug.
That's kind of awkward of hugging a vampire.
So gorge. You can just tell he'd be a great boyfriend.
Ew, gross. Cut it out with those eyes. They look so beady. And Lori's already have a boyfriend. His name is Bobby. That should be your boyfriend, Leni.
What the hell's going on?
Now I know where Lucy gets it from.
Wait, who's she?
That would be Griselda. Hell, I'm surprised that they wanted to start watching this show because of that cute Taylor Lautner boy that started showing up on this show. And yet, they should have watched this from the very beginning in order to understand the entire show.
Why are her teeth all pointy? Wait, his teeth are pointy too. Because they're vampires.
Vampires, you dumbass!
Tune in next week for more Vampires of Melancholia.
You know, those end credits that are showing like that where it reminds me of the old classic Dracula with Bela Lugosi in it. So after watching that one weird episode, Lori and Leni decided to actually watch the show again with Lucy on another night. And Lucy feeling not too pleased of those two in her presence.
I have to put a stop to this.
I bid you good luck, Lucy, with that. So the next evening, Lori and Leni are so excited for the new episode of Vampires of Melancholia.
According to rumors on social media, Tristan's going to turn the dungeon into a gym. Tristan working out? Can you even?
My God, are you two still talking about that boy? So as much as that being said, Lucy has a few tricks up her sleeve by giving Lori and Leni a tour of pre-show rituals.
Rituals? Yeah, the stuff we fans do to get into vampire mode. You guys are going to love them.
Ooh, that smile is a little creepy. It's like a rape smile.
First, you have to look the part with a full vampire makeover. Ew, do we have to look so sickly?
You know, I could so get into vampire makeover every time when I want to watch Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Wait! Halloween leftovers! Look, I'm Tristan's weird old uncle!
Why don't you just put a stake through my heart?
You know, Lori and Leni look really cute with vampire makeup, especially with the fangs in their mouth. They actually look like vampires. Lucy tries to attempt another ritual by hanging Lori and Leni upside down. You know, it's funny how the way they are hanging upside down like this way. I played my video games this way before once, and I nearly lost consciousness. And actually looking back at this reminds me of a total drama episode where contestants had to hang upside down because Chef Hatchet was actually taking over Chris's role in part of it. And in the end, it was Gwen who actually won the challenge. Speaking of, I think Gwen and Lucy Loud should actually get together if they can make an exception with Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon characters being crossed over together. But anyways.
Wait, is that my missing jelly sandal under the couch?
Ouch.
Woohoo! And my missing ring! Hey Lucy, I found your creepy dolls!
They look cute.
Give me those. We should def do this every week. We'll never lose anything again.
Oh, hell no, I'm out of here.
Oh my god, even when Leni fell on her head, nothing changed her brain. I'm starting to think she actually dropped on her head during birth. Ritual number 3, Lucy tries, that they have to sit in the coffin in order to watch the show.
This provides 0 lumbar support. It's also really hard on your back. I cannot spend a whole hour in this.
Shoot, I could actually spend an hour and a half sleeping in a coffin if I wanted to do a buried alive act. In fact, there are times I can actually watch some horror films while I'm sitting in a coffin. But so much as Lucy's plan backfires, Lucy and Lori get throw pillows for support. And you know, that's exactly what I do for my coffin. I actually throw a couple of pillows right in there so that way they feel like it's actually a mattress inside that I'm actually sleeping on. But there is one more ritual Lucy has up her sleeve.
This is an absolute must. Toasting every new episode with a refreshing glass of homemade blood.
Yum. I can get used to drinking that.
I don't know if I can handle this.
Pussy.
I totally get that. It's not easy being a fan of this show. I'll understand if you guys want to bail.
In fact, not to be too sick about it, at least I can actually drink that stuff when I'm watching a horror movie in the middle of the night. For those of you who love horror movies or even scary movies, watch The Shining at midnight. It will make you change your mind forever.
Sweet smoothies! They look just like blood, but now they're delicious and full of antioxidants. Yay! Cheers! Sigh.
This is not going to be good for my blood pressure.
My darling Griselda, how I wish you were here to help me endure this visit from my boorish nephew.
Oh, yeah! Yo, Uncle Eddie!
What happened to my castle?
I redecorated, bro! Put some boom in your gloom. And look, got you a lid so we can match in the batch. Now how about a selfie with your favorite nephew? Oh, right, my bad.
No fucking shit. You completely don't understand that vampires don't have a reflection, as much as ghosts don't either. This is not going to be good for my blood pressure, as long as that handsome pretty boy is on the show. Lori and Leni were going to keep ruining everything for Lucy.
But what if he weren't on the show?
I don't know why, I actually love the laugh that Lucy Loud just did. So now at school, Lucy calls a meeting with the Morticians Club about the show Vampires of Melancholia.
This emergency meeting of the Young Morticians Club is now called to order. I have a favor to ask. You guys watch Vampires of Melancholia, right? Not since Tristan's been on it. He's totally ruining it. It's awful. Gross.
Hallelujah, Haiku is back. I'm always smiling whenever I see Haiku on the screen in an episode. She reminds me so much of Wednesday Addams. So Lucy, Haiku, and the other goths go around town and have as many people to sign a petition and sending the protest letters to the studio. They have their pet bats fly to the studio with their letters to try to remove the handsome Taylor Lautner guy.
You know what to do, Fangs, and no biting.
Fly, my pretties, fly, fly!
By the way, before I get back to this review, I should point out something, that Lincoln Loud is actually nowhere inside of this episode. I know we actually see him on the title card, dressing up as a vampire, but he is not seen, heard, or actually say anything in this episode. Now, I know Lincoln Loud is the actual star of the actual show, but honestly, he's not always going to be in every single episode. I mean, in the very beginning, the parents weren't even so much around. We didn't see them for very much until they started reappearing when we never saw their faces. We actually heard them off screen. Hell, there's even a bunch of other episodes where some of the other siblings don't appear altogether. I said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody needs a turn in the spotlight. Even a few changes can happen for other characters to reenact with the other characters. Now, the next night of the next week.
This is it, Edwin. Time to see if our protests were heard. Who's ready for some bombs? Check out the shirts we made. Team Tristan! Don't worry, we made Team Edwin shirts for you guys.
Well, that's something nice.
Great grub, Uncle Eddie. But you got any garlic for these fries?
What are you, a maniac? Are you trying to poison my family?
People have got to be a complete idiot to ask a vampire that.
Hey, how about we burn off these carbs with a post-meal workout?
Or, instead of a workout, how about we walk along the misty, slippery cliffs of melancholia?
Ooh, somebody's beginning to turn into Lucy Loud in this episode.
Cardio. This should be fun. Yes, it should.
Sorry.
Dude, this mist is like a built-in airbrush filter.
Careful, Tristan, the cliffs.
It's cool, Uncle Eddie. Just gotta take this selfie.
What the fuck?
What? Tristan? No! Oh no, not Tristan. The horror.
Oh, the horror! The horror! Tristan is dead!
Boo!
He was so young and so cute. How could Mom do this?
Because nobody didn't like him? He did kind of ruin the show a bit. I mean, seriously, Charlie Sheen ruined a few shows before.
I asked about a measurement, not what you'd find in Charlie Sheen's freezer.
Sorry, Lucy. I literally can't even deal right now.
Boo-hoo!
We did it, Edwin. Our voices were heard. Should we celebrate with some early Halloween candy?
Halloween candy? Oh, I'm really excited for Halloween. And you know, a funny thing about this episode, this is kind of like a parallel episode. What I mean to say is that when Lucy started watching her show, Lori and Leni came in to actually watch the show with her when Tristan actually appeared onto the show for the first time. And as much as he was getting on Edwin's nerve, as much as Leni and Lori were actually getting on Lucy's nerves. As much as Lucy and the Goths and even Edwin were trying to get rid of Tristan, and when he disappeared, Lori and Leni actually left. So it's kind of like a view-to-view parallel episode plot. In other words, Lucy was Edwin and Lori and Leni were Tristan in this episode. So now Lucy is starting to watch her show of Vampires of Melancholy all by herself without Lori and Leni around anymore.
Why does something feel amiss? No more selfies or protein shakes or dreaded bro hugs.
Uh-oh, I can tell where this is going now. Now, since when do vampires start to even have feelings after all? Most vampires are heartless, no pun intended.
Spend time with family. And I drove him to his demise.
Gasp. And I am a cold, selfish sister.
No, you're not. Well, maybe just a little.
Tristan, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Tristan!
Oh, wow. Since when was the last time anyone has ever seen a vampire cry? Because for me, I've never seen any vampire cry at all in either the movie or in at least the cartoons, except for this one. That's just weird, but not as freaky-ass weird as seeing vampires sparkle in the sunlight. I mean, fucking come on, vampires don't do that. They don't sparkle. but so much regret and shame that Lucy has. This causes her to cry. Normally you don't see Lisa showing too much human emotion, but Lucy here, she's showing that she's having emotions. She may act as she's a dead girl, but she has feelings, but she still is human. I would know because she's just like me. Yeah, you heard me. She is just like me.
Oh, Edwin, I know it's too late to get Tristan back, but maybe it's not too late for my sisters.
So Lucy searches the house to find Lori and Leni, but doesn't see any much sight of them until they come inside the house. And when they show up, Lucy actually asks them to watch Vampires of Melancholy with her, even though that the party boy is actually gone. Lucy just wants to hang out with them and hear what they have to say about this.
Tristan may have been the reason we got into the show, but the reason we stayed is because it's been so much fun sharing it with you.
Yeah! In fact, we were just at the store getting vampire-themed snacks for tonight. I got garlic bread. Is that right?
Well, actually, never mind. It's perfect. Come on.
Okay, the moment's passed now. So Lori, Lucy, and Leni are watching Vampires of Melancholy together. And it ends in a big turn of event with this.
A wandering traveler? A door-to-door salesman?
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy sh!
What's up, Uncle Eddie?
Tristan, you're back! But how? Griselda, you're back too?
We crossed paths in the underworld. Bringing him back with me was a snap. Well, more of a bite.
Okay, I'm gonna admit, he looks way cooler when he's a vampire. And for my honest feelings, I didn't think he was really that bad of a character. He kind of reminds me a bit of Jeff from Total Drama, and I actually like that character myself. And so much delight for Lori and Leni to feel happy that he's back. And it also turns out that Lucy's protest didn't affect the show after all. Hell, even all the ranting and raving to Fox won't even cancel The Simpsons once and for all, since they've lost their quality to the show anyways.
Am I crazy, or is Tristan even cuter as a vampire?
Well, the fangs do help.
Aww, I just love this ending. How Leni and Lori hug Lucy. Since when's the last time you ever see such a touching moment with the sisters actually hugging Lucy? This episode was really fantastic. I love Lucy's friendship with Lori and Leni, and the rituals were hilarious. It was a bit of deja vu from Spell It Out, but it was just Lori, Leni, and Lucy, and no one else. This Loud House episode is one of my favorites. It shows no matter how different your relatives are that annoying you, they are still your family no matter what. There should be more episodes about this one, especially with episodes that are around Lucy, Leni, and Lori. Come to think of it, this episode is way better than the Twilight Saga. Have you seen how those characters are in the movie? Bad acting. This episode was really great and happy spooks. Even I find Lucy's evil moments in this episode, they were just too adorable. 95 stars. I am Count Loudhouse Critic. Got blood?
Tricks and treats to try tonight. We'll be riding high tonight. Your spirit's gonna fly tonight.